With the dust settled on the Outbreak Easter egg, we got to explain that ending and what is happening next. If you've been following the story closely or you haven't played in a while, this video is going to explain everything. But if you're looking for an Easter egg guide, I've got it linked in this video's description. And shameless plug to my sponsors G Fuel, who have bumped code Dalek to 30% off everything for this weekend only. Perfect for those late night Easter egg runs. Jumping into things, the Outbreak Easter egg revolves around a secret operation by a mega group called Operacja Inversia. Now this was first teased all the way back in a cipher in D Machine, which reads, "Attention Kravchenko. Peck confirms viability of deployment. Opportunity identified in previous communique. Selected site is approved for trial run of Operacja Inversia. The nature of warfare is about to transform. Any mission, anytime, any place. Gorev." The selected site is contained within the Ural Mountains, which funnily enough is exactly where we play in Outbreak, which contains the world's largest outbreak zone. Following on from Dr. Peck's eye incident, Kravchenko assigns Peck to the Ural Mountains for what is to be Operacja Inversia.
You will oversee a special operation there involving a particularly rich deposit of Ethereum crystals. My people will brief you once you are airborne. Gorev will be there with you, shadowing your every step. Because you are not off the hook, Dr. Peck. Do not fail me ever again.
3 days after arrival, Peck discovers in Ruka and the surrounding crystals were the perfect environment to advance Operacja Inversia with the goal of creating and launching special weaponized warheads in targeted locations around the world. As we learn in Firebase C, Dr. William Peck and Dr. Dmitry Kuklay successfully opened a dimensional portal to the Dark Ether. Given Special Operations Omega Group's ability to generate its own Dark Ether portals, Dr. Alexandra Valentina stands to believe that if weaponized, it would provide the USSR with a tactical advantage over the West. And when an inversion warhead reaches its target, it can generate a dimensional breach as large as 500 meters, which in turn can create an outbreak zone measuring more than 800 kilometers. The Committee for Omega Group selected 2 targets, Washington DC and Manhattan, New York. Now this would be terrible in the fight between Requiem and Omega, and Requiem were absolutely unaware of this. But as we can see in the top left of this document, it's written R. This may be of interest to your Requiem friends. And this is obviously a note Maxis has left to send to Ravenov. Now, at the end of Firebase C, we know that Ravenov does not leave Outpost 25 with Requiem, as he mentions there is a operation underway in the Ural Mountains that he needs to take care of. Whilst Ravenov went to explore the Ural Mountains, Maxis was taken under Requiem's care to recover after her experience in the Dark Ether. However, Weaver feels Maxis is far too unstable to be back on the field with Requiem. So in her own words, she feels she's being kept captive by Requiem. However, it was Ravenov that got in contact with her, informing her of the great threat that Operacja Inversia posed. To make sure that the plan does not succeed, Maxis had to make secret contact with the Requiem strike team fighting in the outbreak zones, communicating with us through a Beacon's communications receiver, which allows for disclosed communication, and convinces us as Requiem strike team to go behind Requiem's back to meet Ravenov at the Ruka silos and assist him with the destruction of the Operacja Inversia warheads.
The electromagnetic interference generated from the tempests would mean the West could never see it coming. No preemptive response. No mutually assured destruction. The course of history could change overnight. You must travel to Ruka. Find Ravenov. We must try to stop this.
Where is Maxis?
I'm here, still being held by Requiem. They don't want me in the field.
They do not trust you. But we do know what is at stake, yes? Somehow, Peck found a way to supercharge the crystal's power for his warheads. By using those crystalline creatures.
If the warhead that this facility were to detonate, they would trigger an inversion in this reality, creating outbreak zones wherever Omega chooses.
It is no use. I cannot launch the missiles from here. I need you to find the keys. That is the only way we can put an end to Operacja Inversia. Maxis, is there anywhere in particular you want to see destroyed?
This power is too dangerous for either Omega or Requiem to possess. So I say, we dump them in the middle of the Pacific.
Sounds like a plan. Go. Find the launch keys. I will prep the missiles.
Arsa's Requiem strike team managed to find the 3 launch keys and successfully launch the warheads into the Pacific Ocean. But Omega tried to overthrow strike team wherever they could, going as far as weaponizing the Tempests, which mutated into the Legion. After his death, the warheads were successfully launched into the Pacific Ocean, and Raptor 1 successfully came and exfilled Requiem strike team to safety. However, Weaver was not happy about Requiem strike team and Maxis going behind his back. So now you're wondering what happens next. Well, we know there's a part 2 to the Outbreak Easter Egg, and here is how the story is going to lead into it. A short time after the destruction of the Operatsia Inversia warheads, Ravenov gets in contact with Weaver.
It has been a long time, Weaver.
Ravenov, you've got some balls using the Slion after what you and Sam did.
We did the right thing. You may not say it out loud, but I know, in your heart, you agree.
If you have intelligence, you contact me, Ravenov. Maxis is not CIA. She can't help you.
And yet, we achieved what you could not. Descent and division within Omega itself.
What are you talking about?
The fallout from Operatsia Inversia in Omega. People are talking. Staff are scared. Concerned about the KGB's direction. Some believe they have gone too far. I have been contacted by a group of Omega scientists. They wish to defect.
Great. They know where the embassy is in Moscow.
Don't be a Murdoch, Weaver. These are good people. They defect not out of hatred, but out of passion. They seek to right Omega's wrongs. These scientists report directly to Valentina and Peck. We both know what that would mean for Requiem. The embassy is a death sentence. You know this. We may as well deliver them straight to Gulag.
Okay. Let me run it upstairs. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Ravenov, don't ever call me on Sam's line again. Ravenov, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What news from upstairs?
We have a green light.
Хорошо, Налости. Good news, indeed. I knew you would see things my way.
Here's the deal. First, I need names, ranks, ages, breakdowns on all the defectors and their roles.
You will have it. Next?
Next, the scientists have to travel to the Ural Mountains. We'll use my strike team for evac while they're in the OZ.
It will be done. When the scientists are in position, I will contact you to provide extraction.
One more thing. We do this. We do it my way. You work with me. No more of this behind my back bullshit. Understood?
Da, Weaver. You are the boss.
Damn straight.
Хорошо, comrade. That is the spirit. I will be in touch when the time is right.
As we learn there, with the fallout of Operatsia Inversia, dissent and division, a strife amongst the lower ranked staff of Omega, who are scared about the KGB's direction and think that Omega Group have gone too far, with some scientists deciding to jump ship, and in doing so have contacted Ravenov with key information about Omega Group's next moves. Now, these scientists report directly to Dr. Valentina and Dr. Peck, which means their information is going to be invaluable and will give Requiem all they need to be properly ahead in the arms race between Requiem and Omega. Requiem were unprepared for Operatsia Inversia, and it almost happened, so Weaver is reluctant but wants to make sure that that they are more than prepared for what may come next. This next radio will explain exactly what we're going to be doing in part 2 of the Outbreak Easter egg. Weaver instructs Ravenov to send these now ex-Omega Group scientists to the Ural Mountains. Us as Strike Team will be deployed in the Ural Mountains to protect and save them and safely evacuate them so they can be brought back to Requiem's headquarters safely. But at the end there, Weaver asks Ravenov to promise him one thing, to do this his way and not behind his back. Ravenov agrees to this, but I still feel that Ravenov has a little bit of his own independence within him where he might not follow that directly to a T. But I'm sure the loss of these Omega Group scientists are going to anger Kravchenko, Dr. Peck, and Dr. Valentina immensely. Going back through to previous intel, we know that Dr. Valentina originally wanted Berlin as the destination for these Operatia Inversia warheads. Kravchenko decided to change the location of these warheads fairly late into Dr. Valentina's planning of Operatia Inversia, and with the warheads now being launched into the ocean, I'm sure she's going to be very upset. And I'm sure the retaliation from Omega Group for the destruction of these warheads is going to make the extraction of these scientists a lot less simple than it sounds on paper. Now, with Dr. Valentina's original intentions on bringing back the undead Germans from World War II, and some new intel that also teases about what happened during those times in World War II, it seems the Berlin map is still on the cards. I'm just not exactly sure how we're going to get there until we see how part 2 of this Easter egg plays out. But I'll be covering everything we now know that's new about Berlin in a separate video really soon, so look out for that. But that is the Outbreak Easter egg ending explained. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, a like would be super appreciated. Subscribe to the channel, and if you love zombie merchandise, then my zombies posters have restocked, including this beautiful double-sided poster, and the first 50 people that order this exact poster will get a 3 Samantha Maxis dog tag. This will be a physical metal dog tag that will arrive with every poster purchase, but only for the first 50, so you gotta be quick. We've got perk posters, we got blueprints, and lots of great stuff, so check that out if you're interested. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.